Hey, today I thought I would do a little educational video for Assault Spy because no one else is doing it. It's actually something that I just kind of got accustomed to lately. Now, I went ahead and went through the story again to max out his moveset. You'll see in the lower right hand corner there's something called Rescued Staff. So I assume that there's going to be staff members later on that will maybe give like passive buffs or upgrades to your moves or something, but for the time being I have a complete moveset. So Asaru actually plays kind of like PSO2 when you think about it. PSO2 is very dependent on the just attacks because they make you do 20% damage. Here, some of the just attacks, like all of them obviously do more damage, but some of them have extra properties as well. So I'm going to try to go through all of them here, at least a couple. Here's the basic attack string. Now here it is with the just attack. Here's high time. Here's prop shredder. Oops. There's the rising high time. There's the R1 attack. Let's see what else there is. I haven't really mastered the whirlwind kick one yet. Also, when you use his business cards, you can push down on the D-pad to detonate them manually. Like that. So I'm going to go through a couple more here, and then I'm going to show the most important one. That's the dash combo one. Oops. There's toe shoots. That one doesn't really seem to do much, it just does more damage, but if you actually master his just attacks, he does a lot more damage overall. I think more of them could use a little bit of an extra, property boost or something, but that's something that might be added later. Now, the Helmbreaker one is really good because it actually kind of has a persistent hitbox. So you can kind of keep them staggered for a little longer. There's the Judgment Cut. Now the thing about all of his umbrella moves, which are mapped to RB or R1, depending on what you're using, they actually deflect bullets back. So even though this has a lot of startup and some recovery, it's actually really good to use because it will pretty much, nothing in front of you is going to be able to get through. Also, you can use Murder Wheel for the same purpose. Let's see if I can do it here. Like that. This is the fastest way to deflect a bullet. Alright, I've covered most of them. I'm going to show you the most important one. Now, this is a move that I thought was pretty useless. I didn't really see much of a purpose to this move, as it has tons of recovery. You can't even dash cancel out of it. You have to do an attack to get out of it in time. But if you do this version, it launches them. So not only are you moving forward towards an enemy, you can actually put them in a juggle state that way. You can convert to a full combo. It's pretty hard though, due to the angle that they fly, like the trajectory of it. It can be kind of difficult to combo after it. So what I normally do, hold on. Now when you do it in the air, it actually launches them up farther as well. That's basically it. I don't really have a whole lot else to show at this time. There hasn't been an update in a while, but I have been playing the game more, so I thought I would show this since no one else is really doing it. I will probably look into speedruns when the optimization is a little better and we have more of an idea of what's going to be coming in the next update, because you know, early access games, speedruns, as fun as they are, you know, they can completely change things. They can you know, if it's a buggy game, then, you know, they can fix a skip or something that people use that has happened on other games in the past, or, you know, they can massively rebalance the game. Like, I remember I used to do 20xx speedruns and stuff, and back in the early days, you know, you could stack double jumps in that. I remember one time I had, like, 5 double jumps or something, and, you know, it's obviously vastly different from the way the game is now, where you can only have 1 jump. So I will probably look into speedruns. I don't really think I'd be submitting it to any marathons aside from Calathon, because that's the only one that I can feasibly get to on my low income. But I think that will be a fun project in the future. They did say that they want this out of early access by the fall, so you know, there's only 3 more months left in the year, and not that much left for the fall to begin with. So I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen there. I did talk to them, and I told them that they should definitely put this on console. I think that would really help this game overall, because it's just it doesn't seem to be getting much traction on PC, and obviously the market for character action games is mostly on console. It has been that way for a long time, and it wasn't really until recently that most of them even got ported at all. So we'll see what happens there. I'll be doing more guides for Amelia in the future as well, but for now this is pretty much all I've got to show at this time. But yeah, here's his full moveset. I showed most of his just attacks. Some of them aren't really interesting. A lot of them just do more damage, so it's more about if you want to actually optimize damage or not if you use the just attacks. A lot of them don't really have unique properties. I think that's something that could be improved later on, since I'm sure most people aren't even really utilizing these properly at all. There's really only a couple that have really useful properties. Like the Helm Breaker is really good because it has that like lingering hit stun. Rising High Time's pretty good, but the launcher in this game is still kind of awkward. Like you can't like gain as much height as you're used to in other character action games, so you really have to look into other ways to maintain altitude, and that's what the aerial just ASAP slash does. And if you have elite step, then you can kind of continue like that as well. The thing about this game is it has really honest hitboxes. It's not like most character action games. I remember when they first unveiled Basara 3 Utage, and they had a video showing the tag system, and in that video, I think that was like the most obvious example of how exaggerated the hitboxes are in that game, because the person was playing as Ieyasu, and there were peons pretty much maybe like 2 to 3 character lengths surrounding him in the front. So basically like a 90-degree angle or 180-degree angle of peons, and he was like dead center, and the peons both on the left and the right of him, the extreme left and right, are being hit. In this game, you don't really have that kind of luxury. You have to like be really close to things to hit them. So it definitely takes some getting used to. If you've won this game from me from a giveaway, or you're watching me play and you're wondering why things miss, it's actually just the way the game is designed. Like you can't just hit something from a mile away. It's kind of like a fighting game in that regard, like a fighting game with like really realistic or accurate hitboxes. Let's see if I can show it here. Now the thing about this is it has a ton of recovery, so you have to either cancel it. You have to cancel it with the business card. That was a perfect example right there. You saw that the kick was not really that far from him. You could see like maybe like the edge of his foot was touching him, but the hitbox was not really allowing that. So it does take some getting used to. I think it's something that could be adjusted later on. You are under constant enemy fire at all times in this game, so it would be nice if they like lighten that up a little bit. But for now, I thought I would just show this little guide here. Amelia is not finished yet, so I'm going to wait until all that stuff's done before I really do a guide for her, but I have had some practice with her off-camera lately, so I'll try to get to that when I can. Anyway, that's a little bit of an Asaru guide. I've pretty much covered most other aspects of him in the other videos, but the just attacks is something that I've only recently gotten to. Catch you guys later. Peace.